engine?
Well, first of all, I think it's very important to point out that, this economic crisis that we're experiencing right now was intentional, and it was on the back of an extraordinarily strong economy.
Yes.
In 2008, it was just the opposite. We had a very weak economy. So
you heard it. You heard it. Now, this is why I like cryptocurrency. Why I like cryptocurrency is because cryptocurrency is giving people an opportunity to attain financial freedom. That's the long and short of it. It's giving people the opportunity to attain financial freedom. Okay? You have a situation where cryptography existed long before Satoshi Nakamoto issued his white paper. Cryptography, digital monies, digital cash, things of that nature was already in existence long before, but the projects did not amount to anything. In the early stages of Bitcoin, pre-Satoshi Nakamoto's cyberpunks, those who were astute in computer science, that's what I mean by cyberpunks. To me, it's not a pejorative term, but those who were proficient in the technology, when you're dealing with cryptography, technology, computer science, things of that nature, got together and created this decentralized digital, permissionless, borderless currency to help the people who have been oppressed through the governmental bodies throughout the world, through the banking structures, the central banking structures that have existed throughout the world, to help them reclaim some of that sovereignty that these governments, these leaders want to hold for themselves. In essence, to control their own destiny. This is why I like crypto. I'm a member of a certain community. I'm a member of many communities. So I'm not speaking from one perspective here. I'm a member of different communities, me, myself. And I see crypto as a tool that can be used to just help elevate my status in life, and not just from a socioeconomic perspective. Okay? Crypto, the reason why crypto is powerful is because it removes trusting any entity, any third party, for one, in any interactions you may have with someone else by way of sending and receiving payments. Simplest way I could put it for now. But to go a step even further, why crypto is powerful. Many people oppose crypto, many people oppose the technology with blockchain, etc. But one of the central reasons why I think crypto is important is because it removes the trust from the third parties, the middlemen, the banks, central banks and government, to force yourself to trust yourself. Why do I say that? Is because the idea here is, since we've been programmed for an untold amount of decades to rely on big government, to rely on central banks, to rely on banking systems, period, to rely on the financial sectors, stock markets, equities, bonds, futures, derivatives, commodities, etc. Right? It's it's a deconditioning that's taking place where we ourselves become our own individual banks because we hold and own our rights, our properties to enact and use however we see fit. This is a reason why I like crypto. Because if you look at yourself in the community wherever you are in this world, and you can identify a problem that's existing, right? Any type of problem, I'm pretty sure there's a way where crypto can be utilized at some point to help, I wouldn't say completely solve, but to help assist in resolving certain problems that you're facing right now. Right now. I was listening to a panel of people talk about what agenda, that there needs to be an agenda to help solve some social ills dealing with black people, African Americans, etc., etc. My mind kind of went straight to crypto because automatically for when you're living in a Western world, when you're living in the Western world, capitalism, where capitalism is profoundly present, it's what runs the United States, for example, where this system is really made for profit, right? Crypto disrupts the chances to remain dependent on a system that's not really designed for you to become financially independent. That's the first thing that came to my mind. But because the programming and the conditioning has taken its toll, even on our own bodies, it's deeply ingrained in our mind, in our subconscious mind, in our bodies, in the way we think, in how we interact, and how we live our lives. Sometimes it's a shock. Like when I was introduced to crypto, it was a shock to me intellectually because I couldn't wrap my mind around anything related to crypto. I thought it was a joke. I couldn't grasp and wrap my mind on what does decentralization mean. I understand why it will take a long period of time before the utilization of cryptocurrencies becomes widely adopted. It will take a long period of time. We are no doubt in the beginning stages of the expansion of cryptocurrency. We are in the very beginning stages. When I think of the problems that are going on, again, and this is not even a worldly issue. When I think about problems that are going on in my community, and it's not just secular to race, just in my community where I live, and I think about how crypto could help resolve so many issues and people are just resistant to it. It reminds me of how I was resistant to it in the beginning as well. So I have to understand that it's going to take some time to bridge the gap. You know, it's going to take some time to bridge the gap because amidst all of this turmoil and hardship, there's something beautiful that lies in this cryptocurrency uh, market. There's something really powerful that lies within this growing, developing cryptocurrency market. And make no mistake about it, people see it. And it's not just those who've been in the cryptocurrency market for 11 years. Sure, they definitely see it. That's why they're in the market. But people are wising up and are beginning to see, especially when they're faced with their day-to-day hardship, dealing with financial legacy systems that are not helping them meet their needs, dealing with banking systems that are not helping them meet their needs. When you have a savings account that's now going to accrue negative interest rates, so you will effectively be paying the bank to hold your money because you think the bank is trustworthy and it's safe. That programming is being deconstructed and debunked by the presence of Bitcoin and the altcoin revolution. It's as simple as that. When people talk about how can we change our agenda, or not even change an agenda, hell, what agenda do we have? How can we create an agenda? Well, this is a first thing you can do is create an agenda. Learn about crypto. Learn about why Bitcoin is considered to be one of the greatest hard assets ever created and presented to the world in modern times. Understand why crypto is accounted to be a leader in the fourth industrial revolution. Understand why the development is ongoing in crypto. How the reach is far reaching, is widespread. When you're talking about the benefits, when you're talking about all of the characteristics of the blockchain, the network effects that allow this blockchain to exist, and how it's working, how it's expanding, how it's growing, how it's helping people just simply live above desperation and destitution and deprivation. That's how you can create an agenda, in my opinion, to help ameliorate social ills that you might be living under. First of all, we could easily say knowledge is power. We could easily say, point fingers and blame, point X, Y, and Z. This is not about pointing fingers. This is about understanding how it feels to have to ask permission to take something that belongs to you. Where here, dealing with crypto, you don't have to ask anyone permission to do anything in the true spirit of decentralization, I believe. Some people can't deal with that level of independence and freedom. I often browse through, the internet and sort of try to keep up to date with current affairs. Not too much, but just to keep a certain finger on the pulse on what's going on. And when I look at the day-to-day drama and problems and madness that's taking place in the world, Not to say that there's no drama in crypto. There's plenty of drama in crypto in its own ways, most certainly, because you're still dealing with human beings, and human beings are complicated. But I just see, i.e., voting systems, a major fractured problem in the United States. You know what can help voting systems? Blockchain technology. Oh, mailing ballots, it's a problem, it breeds corruption, etc. Blockchain technology, for example, can solve that, but we haven't bridged the gap yet. That's just one example. That just comes to mind as I'm speaking right now. Just one example of what blockchain brings to the world, of what cryptocurrency brings to the world. Because when you want to come and talk about agendas, and I'm not just, indirectly speaking against the panelists, I'm not doing that. I'm just talking about even having your own goals, you setting aside your own goals and creating your own plan of action to get certain things done to reach all your desired outcomes. When you're thinking about having an agenda, you have to make sure that your agenda is sound, workable, and realistic, and that you have realistic expectations. Yes, the change starts with you. Yes, it builds with you first. So then you can help others do the same. You can help others do the same. Becoming an example, leading and showing the way, and also following who you're leading. It goes hand in hand. Kind of symbiotic in nature in a way. But I digress. These are the reasons why I like cryptocurrency. And I've taken so much time, throughout the years that I've had my channel up to speak about cryptocurrency because, this is something in my lifetime, in our lifetime, that we're witnessing that's taking place, is taking effect, where it's creating lasting change. This is a potential where the world can change in an extraordinary way, especially when we're dealing with payment systems, remittances, sending currency from one to the other across the globe in seconds with nominal fees. That's just one aspect of how crypto can help blockchain tech. But I'm talking about eliminating third-party processors. Why do you think they're jumping on the bandwagon? They've been jumping on the bandwagon for a long time. They see where this is going. These institutions, even the stock market, backed Visa. They see where these things are going. Even Chase Manhattan, JP Morgan Chase. The head of JP Morgan Chase is now embracing Bitcoin. Can you believe that? Yes, you need to believe that, because when he was downplaying Bitcoin in 2017, the same time he was downplaying Bitcoin, his company, his corporation was accruing Bitcoin in Europe. So this is no surprise. You're talking about Chase Bank, a leading financial institution in the world. So while they're trying to save their butts and secure their own interests, we have to do the same. We have to do the same. If you feel like you represent a demographic, if you feel like you represent a community, if you feel like you represent a race, creed, ethnicity, nationality, orientation, whatever it is, and that you're dealing with all types of problems and challenges, right? In many of those, I think one underlying layer, this one common denominator in all of those areas, I'm sure, would lead to finance, would have something to do connected with money. And crypto could help with that to alleviate some of that suffering, to attain some power to reach financial freedom. I could be wrong entirely. Don't take don't you see the thing is about it is this, and I believe in this wholeheartedly. Do your own research, do your own investigation. Look into this. Look into this. Look into this like they're looking into it. They don't want you to look into it. And they are meaning the corporations, the institutions, the smart money, the billionaires. Because greed is a factor in all of this. They don't want you to look into this stuff right here. This stuff that's growing by the day. This stuff that you're looking at, this cryptocurrency stuff, they don't want you to look into it. This Bitcoin, for example, has outperformed any and every asset class within the last, within this, since it's been in existence within the last 11 years. Do yourselves a favor and just at least give yourself a chance to understand how this works, like almost before it's too late and you have to deal with regrets. When the internet first started, imagine if we could have owned a piece of TCP. What is that? The email system service server. I'm not a technological person. I'm not into technology. As far as detailed programming, developing, engineering, machine learning, deep learning, that's not my forte. But imagine if you could have owned a little piece of HTTPS, right? Or that's like I said, TCP, or these protocols back in the beginning stages of the internet. The internet has become the very fabric of our existence now. Now, this is what Bitcoin presents. So, you're going to ride the wave or you're going to let it pass you by.